Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the show, The Wrestling Show. We're keeping it real. Goes right. Welcome back to Real Take, Wrestle Talk, live here on YouTube. And to everyone who's watching, listening, I should say, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, a big welcome to you all, our audio audience. We've got so much to talk about. Jorge Masvidal is all elite. We're also going to be talking about AEW Revolution, which is this Sunday. We got so much more to do as well. WWE news on WWE 2K, Vince McMahon's in-ring return, and much, much more. Before we get started on any of that, go over to youtube.com/Real Take Sports. Subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new video is released. Trevor.
Hello.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
I am Peachy Keen, sir. Just having some technical difficulties, but I am Peachy Keen. How are you?
Well, Peachy Keen, I'm Peachy Keen too. I'm Peachy Keen because all of those people in the chat are already here. We got Cincy Edits in the chat saying, Jorge Masvidal is in AEW still? He's not going away until Lambert goes away. He is American top team all the way. CC says, happy anniversary, which gets me to my next point, Trevor. Sweetie, sweetheart, honey,
Snookums.
Happy anniversary. Snookums, happy anniversary. It's been one year, almost to the day, of Real Take Wrestle Talk. Something that started off as a joke at Dewdrop has now entertained 10 people.
Yeah, 10 people.
10 people everywhere. But it's been a fun ride. And I've enjoyed every second of it. And it's really sad that it's come to an end. Because unfortunately, Trevor now has explosive diarrhea that is going to keep him on the sidelines for at least the next 6 months. Well, good luck in
diarrhea.
Yeah, well, it is Mardi Gras, isn't it? No, we're not going anywhere. But Trevor, one year ago today, we went on this journey to talk about wrestling. How's it going so far?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I thought that was a one-off thing. I honestly didn't think it would be what it is now. I didn't think it would actually pick up, but we actually have fans. We actually have people that give a fuck. I'm sorry, get them hell. But yeah, it's actually cool, man. It's amazing. It's really cool.
Absolutely.
It started as a joke, like you said. It really started as a joke. It was like anyone out there watching, it really did. We were just talking and shooting the breeze one time, and it just.
Hey, you like wrestling?
Yeah, you like wrestling. Yeah.
It's so tepid. It was just like, hey, I've watched. I used to watch WWE. Then it became like, then I was like, I think I put the olive branch out there. I was like, yeah, I still watch it from time to time. And you were like, oh, you still watch it? Oh, I still watch it too. Oh, bro. We all watch it. But that's basically what happened. Glad we did that. But
me too, man.
No, it's been fun, man. It's absolutely been fun. Look forward to it every single week. The longest running weekly episodic online show in Real Take Sports history.
There we go.
Actually, no, sorry, second longest because I forgot Real Take Sports Talk.
Real Take Sports Talk is longer, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, but hey, man, sometimes we get preempted because I'm too busy. But anyway, 1 year anniversary, Trevor. As an anniversary gift, I want each of us to offer up our worst, weirdest, and best moments from the show over the past year. And this can be a specific moment if you want. It can be a specific thing or just like a running joke, whatever you want to do. And we'll just do it for over the past year. You guys in the chat as well, CC, Cincy, please feel free to do that as well. And we'll read those out accordingly. But let's get the worst out of the way first, Trevor. The worst thing.
You want to go first?
All right, yeah. So the worst thing is every show we do every third week, every 3 weeks, we wind up doing a show that absolutely sucks on all levels. It sucks for us to do. Yeah. It sucks for me to edit. It sucks for me to clip because I just those are the shows that I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm not even gonna attempt to clip any of these because we're just obviously not into it, and those just happen to be anything involving It's like those shows that are heavily involving WWE. Those are the ones that tend to be the hardest ones to do because we're not motivated to do that necessarily. But those and just I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like I'm wasting my time here, like freaking downloading this and all that stuff afterwards. But yeah, that's my worst, man. Got that out of the way.
Worse. I think, although it was probably one of my favorite segments, the only reason it was the worst was because no. One of my worst, I think one of the worst things is when we have to like talk about like shady stuff, like things that don't involve, that don't deserve to be in wrestling, like racism, things like that. That is probably my worst thing that I hate. I hate doing stuff like that. Like, I mean, I know it needs to be talked about, but like, I don't really like talking about it.
Yeah, I understand that. And hey, if we're gonna give out awards for the past year, worst tweet goes to Tony Khan on New Year's Eve.
Yes. Jeez.
We'll let that speak for itself for everyone who out there who thinks we're AEW shills. Go watch that show where we just railed against Tony Khan for a solid 30 minutes. But yeah, no. Moving on to weirdest. I got this one, Trevor. The weirdest thing we've ever done on this show was 100% that abomination of a Christmas episode we did, where I came dressed as Santa Claus and we started doing Christmas carols in the versions of like different in the voices, I should say, of different wrestlers. It was an it show, to be very frank with you. It was not great, but man, oh man, was it fun. And it was weird too. It was like I was dressed up as Santa Claus, doing the voice of Hulk Hogan, singing like Jingle Bell Rock.
We sang so many Christmas carols. Let's see. I forgot what I sang as
we lost viewers because of that too. We lost like people. We had like a solid number. We had like 8 or 9 people watching at that point. We lost people when we started singing. Like,
yes, my voice has been known to kill cats. But yeah, that was hilarious.
All right.
Since he's gonna go watch it again. Let's see the weirdest. Besides that one, oh, I know one. It was one where I think we were both like really, really tired, and we actually ended the show early because we were really tired, and like it was literally just me and you, like. We're just sitting there like
I remember this. We had like 3 more segments left, and I look at you and I see the dead look in your eye, and then you look back at me and you see the dead look in my eye, and I just go, well, this has been Real Take Wrestle Talk. Please like, share, subscribe. Like, it was like immediate.
Because I think we were reviewing a pay-per-view, and every match you're like, it sucks. We don't want to see it.
Yeah. I think it was Extreme Rules. I do think it was Extreme Rules. Because I was just looking at those like, that's why I moved like all WWE stuff to the end now. Because I used to be like, oh, let's save the good stuff for last, so we're hyped. But I'm like, the WWE pay-per-views usually kill me to review, so I've moved those down to the latter part of the show. Some of them are good, but like a lot of them over the past year, woof. Wow, yeah, agreed.
That was funny though.
All right, Trevor.
All right, so the best. You know what? You went first play. I think I'm gonna go first. So there's a couple that I feel go in this, but one in particular. I guess it was the first time that really hit me that we're actually doing something that people watch and people care about. We did a segment about a wrestler that got treated unfairly in AEW. She is a female wrestler. I won't give her name, but she's a female wrestler.
No, you can give her name. We did the segment.
I can say who it is.
I mean, we did the segment. Like,
yeah, I know, but like, what, you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Oh, well, I mean, at this point, well, you already gave it away. Like, well, how many? We have like 3 segments like that are going around. And you two, I love it. Just say the name. It's fine. Just say the
Okay.
name. It's been
So
a year.
anyway, all right. So we did a segment about Evilise. And those who know who Evilise is, amazing wrestler, amazing human being. Seen her wrestling and everything. She's great. So we did a segment about her being treated unfairly in AEW. To those marks who think we just kiss the behind of AEW, we have got into them, torn to them a couple times, and this was one of those times. What would you say? Like a week passed or so?
Yeah, about a
And
week passed. Yeah.
about a week passed. Omer hits me up and he said, "Dude, we got a response." I was from who? You never guess. Evilise. Evilise responded to our what we were talking about and thanked us for talking about a tough subject and giving it the respect we gave. And so that for me was like, oh, we're actually doing something right. Like we're actually doing something that people care about. This is awesome. Like, and that was probably one of my favorite moments, the best moment for me. I say.
Yeah, and to provide a little more context to people who might not have been around or might not have seen that segment, it was around the time like she was getting a lot of hate from a lot of the people online from AEW who like not AEW directly, but AEW fans who were saying that she was making it up or trying to invalidate her experience and what she went through. And honestly, it's not even like we didn't really tear into AEW in the segment. I mean,
Not
it's
really,
on
no.
it's in the archives. You guys can check it out, youtube.com/realtakesports. But it's in the archives. You can check it out. It like all we said was this is what she experienced, and it's not uncommon for this type of thing to happen in pro wrestling. And if it is happening in AEW, it needs to freaking stop. And and like she even said so, I believe in the email, it was something along the lines of, thank you for covering this fairly, because it wasn't like, we weren't like, oh, Evilise, Evilise is 100% right about everything and blah, blah, blah. It was, no, it was, here's what she said, and here's why it's probably true, given what we know about pro wrestling, given what we know about society as a whole, and how it can be sometimes and why it needs to change. And, look at what happened with Big Swole after that. There have been problems with AEW and the way they treat and some talent. And again, it doesn't speak for how they treat all talent, but it's a thing. Wow, we have really turned up the grilling AEW. Like, yeah, if you guys thought this was a work, it's not a work.
Yeah, it's not a work.
Yeah, like great pro wrestling. Great pro wrestling, great pro wrestlers. Sometimes they do some shady stuff. But yeah. But yeah, no, that was great for me too as well, Trev. So as far as best for me goes, I would say the best thing for me, and it's kind of different from the shows, right? Because like aside from the show, but this kind of grew out of the show, so that's why I'm going to include it, and then I promise everyone we'll get to the news. I know people are waiting. But for me, the show kind of helped me like kind of get out there as far as, like put my interest and love of pro wrestling out there. And from this show, actually, I started doing those watch-alongs.
Yeah.
And for me, honestly, like some of the best moments like of wrestling, and I count it again under the umbrella a bit of, even though it's like a whole, it's a weird thing because I don't know, but it's like it's kind of like an offshoot of this show where I do the gags and the jokes from this show on there, and I'll but it's cool. I don't know. Like I doing those for me have been very enjoyable. They have made watching WWE pay-per-views much more enjoyable over the past year. I've been doing them since WrestleMania. I will be doing one for WrestleMania. Both night WrestleMania 2-night extravaganza, buy for one to that of Michael. But no. So like honestly, the best thing would be like me, going out and doing those watch-alongs. Those for me, those have been some of the funnest moments. Like, it's literally just me talking to myself for 3 hours, sometimes 4. And, you know, sometimes Cincy and good old Liam will entertain me in the chat. And you know, but yeah, man, no, those for me have been some of the best things. Like, if we're talking about like wrestling and you know, this channel and everything, I've enjoyed it, and we've enjoyed all of you who've joined us for the ride. Liam, Cincy, CC, Jeff Samuel, everyone in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Cincy says, I shall now mark out for Finn Balor. It's like Finn Balor looks good with the U.S. title. He's the only person I've seen make the U.S. title actually look decent.
Yeah, everyone else looks like garbage with it, honestly. Because it's not a pretty belt.
Yeah, it's a terrible belt. It's like, it's almost as bad as the New Japan belt. Which, we want to talk about worst moments. Almost got the channel taken down. He almost got the entire channel taken down. And it's like,
that was crazy.
People didn't even know. I was like, bro, this is barely a wrestling channel at this point.
Exactly. Like
what are you doing? Oh god. It was New yeah. Screw you, TV Acai. Screw you. Anyway, since he says worst is just Raw in general, weirdest has got to be Damian Priest becoming insane. We want to talk about Damian Priest becoming insane. Did you see Edge last night?
Yeah, that was weird.
He was crying before he like splattered AJ Styles' brains all over the ring canvas. He was crying.
I was like, what the heck? Anyway, it was interesting though. I enjoy heel Edge, but come on.
On this day, I cry clearly. Everything is in between these two chairs. Okay. Man, here we go. CC says the Rona episode was the best. You were trying to be normal-ish. Your Christmas caroling and Trevor. Oh yeah, that was when we both had the Rona.
Yeah, we both had the Rona. Yeah.
We both had the Rona. I remember that. Oh wow, what an episode that ended up being.
That was wow.
Since he says pretty cool, she responded. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too. Since he also says WrestleMania watch along gonna be lit. Absolutely, 2-night extravaganza.
I should be here for the first night. I should be able to be there for the first night.
It's gonna be a fun to watch.
Fun to watch.
Fun to watch, Trevo. Guys, that was our insanity. Thank you for bearing with us. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Moving on, let's start talking about the news of the day, the news of the week, the news of the year. Oh, great album there by Queen. I just want to put that out there. Yes, I know music, people. I know music.
People. I know more than just wrestling.
I'm a well-rounded. If this channel has taught anyone anything, I am a well-rounded ass mother yucker. Really saved myself there. Anyway, guys, let's get into the news of the day. Brian Cage, the Machine Brian Cage, is staying with AEW. Reports have emerged that the AEW have picked up Brian Cage's 1-year option. Fightful Select reported that Cage's option has been picked up, meaning he's going to be All Elite at least through February of 2023. And this is weird news considering the lack of Brian Cage we've seen on TV over the past 6 to 8 months. You know, that he had that storyline building for the FTW World Championship with All Elite Ricky Starks. And then after Ricky Starks lost or won the title, it seemed like Brian Cage went away. He's been doing MLW dates. He's been doing a lot of other dates. He just has not been on AEW TV. A lot of fans have been criticizing this. Trevor, what do you think about this move by AEW to pick up his option and essentially keep him around?
It's interesting, like you said, with the lack of Brian Cage on the shows and any storylines, recently. It might be one of those moves where they want to look what's the word I'm looking for, diverse in the sizes. So they might be just keeping him around for big men, or they actually have a storyline planned out for him, which is not hard to put Brian Cage in the storyline. It really isn't. You had a good one building up with absolute Ricky Starks, but that it's just abandoned it. I would love to see him and Keith Lee tied up. Honestly, I think
Forget him
that'd
and
be a
Keith
great one.
Lee. Where's the Will Hobbs Brian Cage match?
Yeah, that
Easy
should have
money.
happened months ago. That should have happened months ago.
Two
Like
big hosses
yeah,
hossing each other, Trevor.
hossing it up,
Hossing it up.
hossing it up.
I don't even know
I
what
mean-
hoss means. Isn't that like the Eric Bischoff? That's a hog. He's riding his hog. And
Yes.
we're going to. Did you imagine AEW? AEW live from Sturgis.
Oh God.
God, it's like,
God.
all right, Tony, you need to chill. We know you we know you watch WCW. We know what side of the Monday Night Wars you were on.
That was always the weirdest. Hog Wild was always the weirdest pay per view to me. But anyway,
It was probably the most racist pay per view. Full of the most
Probably.
racists.
brother,
was
what are you talking about, brother? Brother. You don't want to see me
everyone.
right now?
Could you imagine? Someone needs to do this. The internet, make it happen. I need Sturgis, South Carolina, WCW. What was it? Hog Wild, 1997, and just make everyone in the audience Hulk Hogan.
Oh dear.
And there goes
Off
half
the
our
rails
audience.
already.
There goes half our audience. So like, I'll have you
Anyway,
know, I'll have you know, I'm the least racist person I know. Big Lee. Wait,
But,
who was that? Was
yes.
was that a former president or was that Tony? No, never mind. Okay, Trevor, go on before I say something.
Oh, God, people out there listening, I'm sorry.
Brian Cage, baby.
But so that Jesus. Anyway, but yeah, there's a couple of reasons you would keep Brian Cage around. Again, like you said, him and Will Hobbs would be an amazing match. Like they have bigger guys now, you know, Warlow and guys like that. It could be a very interesting matchup with all these guys if you keep them in. So I mean, it's not hard to build them. It's not hard to put them in, you know, storyline. Maybe they see some potential. That's why they signed him. So here's the hoping they do right by Brian Cage.
Yeah. Here's the hope, and they do right by Brian Cage. I mean, like, it is just, it's weird. It's just actually unfathomable, the fact that they haven't found a position for Brian Cage. Like, this dude, like, he's built like a brick house, OSW, Roy Magoo, every year. And, and, like, he just does stuff that you don't see big guys do. I mean, I don't get it. Fix it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Fix it, Tony Khan.
Yes, definitely. Because like you said, he's hell of a physique. He's MLW. He's all around the indie circuit. Like, do something with him. Like, honestly, he's a great talent. The man can work.
Absolutely. Hopefully they do end up doing something with him. You guys should end up doing something with that like button that's right there on your screen. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Since he says, Brian Cage looks like a jacked MJF. There you go.
There you go.
That's a built-in storyline. Have him be like Roy Magoo. And like, he actually is MJF if MJF was on steroids. Like, actually.
Yeah. He's not as good a heel though.
Since he says of Sturgis, every chant should just be brother. Brother.
Brother. Put
me over, brother. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Moving on, we got some big news from AEW. I almost said OSW. Big shout out to Jay Hunter and the boys. But we got some big news from AEW as Jorge Masvidal says he's got unfinished business in All Elite Wrestling, and man, oh man, and it's actually possible now that his Kobe Covington fight is behind him. When asked about a future in AEW, it's like when asked basically, do you have a future in AEW? Jorge Masvidal replied by saying, "Oh, most definitely. You can expect to see me back in AEW. You know, some of those guys, they don't like me too much. They got a bone to pick with me. I got a bone to pick with them too. As it is, man, I got a couple wins on them. And he's talking about, I'm sure you're talking about Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Those are the two big names that he has come face to face with. He hit Jericho with a knee, costing him a big match at AEW Grand Slam back in September. He's been a thorn in Jericho's side, and he has been insane to watch. Whenever it's insane that Jorge Masvidal is on a wrestling show, or it was on a wrestling show consistently throughout the summer, by the way, from like July to September. He was there like 3 or 4 times. That's a good amount of times for him to be there. We obviously know of his connections with American Top Team that Dan Lambert runs, but man, oh man, Trevor, what do you make about this though? More Jorge in AEW.
Hey, I'm a Masvidal fan. I love watching his fights. You know what? If he's in AEW, good on him. Good stuff. It's interesting that I understand why, but it's interesting that a lot of the former MMA fighters are going to wrestling. Back in the day, it wasn't unheard of, but it was like only like 1 or 2. Like it was Dan Severn, it was Ken Shamrock. I believe Michael, was it a black? What's his name? Michael something. The black. I can't think of his name. He was a black belt in jiu-jitsu, some other stuff. He also competed. He was good as well. He's a good wrestler as well. I think Ernest the Cat Miller also was active competing in mixed martial arts or kickboxing at one point.
Karate. Karate.
Yeah,
he was a karate instructor. Karate.
But yeah, so there's a couple guys that, especially back in the day, that did it. But I think nowadays, especially nowadays, it's more common with Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, the 4 horsewomen of MMA, guys like that. So it's interesting. I mean, especially with a name like Masvidal, like he's a top guy. Anyone has never seen his fights. I mean, like you said, just talked about Kobe
this
Covington.
Saturday night, Kobe Covington, Jorge Masvidal, baby. Put it into my veins. The biggest snowflake in UFC is about to get knocked the F out. And I can't wait.
Dude, like I said, don't get me wrong. Like we've said time and time again on many shows, Kobe is a dog. He can fight. He definitely can. Well, I'm not saying he's a bad fighter. I'm just saying he's a horrible human. But Masvidal and Kobe, that's going to be a good one. I can't wait to watch that one, actually.
Look, dude, it's raining Kobe. It's raining Kobe. Snowflakes everywhere.
But no, I think Masvidal in AEW is good. It's good for AEW. I think it's good for Masvidal. Take it easy a little bit,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, we saw what he did with Chris Jericho. He's got history with him there, and that's probably most definitely one of the people he's talking about there. And Paige Van Zandt is another American Top Team teammate that's in AEW that's likely going to have some sort of future there. I don't know what the future is now that Brandy Rhodes isn't there, because they set up a big angle between her and Paige Van Zandt. But, that connection seemingly, as long as Paige Van Zandt and Dan Lambert are there, I think that connection's going to be there for years to come, it looks like. Absolutely. Because Dan Lambert, he's definitely not, I don't see him going to WWE or anywhere else really anytime soon. I think he's made that transition from UFC to WWE or to pro wrestling for like people like Paige Van Zandt, for people who are going to be part of American Top Team, much easier. And don't be surprised. It might not happen for like another year, but don't be surprised if there's going to be a Jorge Masvidal match at some point. And I'm not saying he's not gonna pull a Ronda Rousey just yet. He's still got a lot of fights in him. But I think, like, what is it, a year down the line, or maybe 6-8 months down the line, you got All Out. You're trying to sell tickets. You might be trying to sell out in a bigger arena. You never know. Do a big show. Do a stadium show. Jorge Masvidal will move tickets. You know that damn well. He will move tickets. Hell, if you want to do the big Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, who else sells out venues in Vegas? That dude does. Jorge Masvidal. And having him at Double or Nothing next year, that could be a big thing. You never know. So I think it's good for AEW to have that in their back pocket, have a big match, and Jorge Masvidal versus Chris Jericho in a wrestling match.
That could be a great match. I mean, it'll sell tickets.
Yeah, broad appeal, and it'll sell tickets because worst case, people are gonna be like, Jorge Masvidal is wrestling Chris Jericho. I
I
gotta
gotta
see
check this out.
this. I gotta check this out. That's the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But it's always good.
Yeah.
It's good for Jorge to open himself to a new audience. It's good for AEW to open themselves to a new audience. And the only person it's not good for is no one because everyone's gonna enjoy it.
I agree. I think this one is one of those that is just a win-win. Honestly, I can't wait to see it personally.
Until Snowflake Covington's like AEW, more like AEW.
I can't stand him. I'm gonna get to some of these chats if you don't mind, my good sir.
Do your thing.
Cincinnati says Masvidal could be interesting. I definitely agree with that. We just said that. 202 degrees. Hey everyone, how's it going? 202.
Oh dear. Hello, welcome 202 degrees. You just like
he is going off, isn't he?
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Vinnie Mac better not wrestle Pat McAfee, or we're gonna need a new chairman.
Sean Spears, come on down.
This is an interesting one. 202 degrees. I think Jake Paul is going to AEW to face George. I'll read my take on it when I get to the end of this. 202 degrees. Jake knows AEW with All American. Knows in AEW with All American. 202 also says Jake Paul versus George and AEW MMA would be the show of the night. They both won each other. He continues. They both stated it a lot. Having George and Khabib Masvidal and Jake Paul. Interesting.
Okay, you're just throwing out names there. First of all, okay, can I throw some sense?
Well, yeah, I'm just getting to the point here. We'll get to it. Yeah, okay. So here's my thing. Yes, that Masvidal and Jake Paul have stated they want each other. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen in a wrestling ring. If it happens, it's not going to happen in a wrestling ring. It's going to happen on Fightful TV, and it's going to happen in a boxing ring. And, like, honestly, Jake is going to keep it that way because Jake doesn't want any disadvantages. He's not going to – I don't think he's ever going to do an MMA match with any of these guys at all.
Never. He's never – he might do one, but it's not with any of these guys. He's not going to do one with any of these guys. He'll do an MMA match with I was going to say Cain Velasquez, but that's not happening anytime soon. But you know, like he'll do one with some old like Anderson Silva. He could do one with Anderson Silva or something. Something big to sell tickets. But I just need to address this. Okay, 202. You said a lot there. But the biggest whopper of what you just said, having Jorge and Khabib Nurmagomedov and Jake Paul, that's never gonna happen. Khabib Nurmagomedov, he will not be in an octagon anytime soon. He will not be in a wrestling ring. One, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need it. Doesn't want it. Especially without his father, without Abdul Nurmagomedov. I don't think he's gonna be incentivized to do any of that because his father's the one who drove him to do all of that stuff. But I could see them potentially doing some sort of like some sort of tag team match with Jake Hager and Chris Jericho on one side, with Jorge Masvidal and insert wrestler here on the other side. Like that's definitely possible, and I think that should be actually the match. You have Jorge Masvidal on the big poster, and boom, you got yourself a potential stadium show. I'm like, no joke, and you would have to build obviously a big card around that. Like a wrestling card around that, but that would be your money match.
Yeah, like I mean that's where your money will come in, like you said. But like Jake, so the thing about the Paul brothers, everything they do, it has to involve some money. So to be honest, there'll be money in Masvidal and Jake Paul, but it won't be the money that he's looking for in a wrestling ring. He'll make much more money in an octagon or a boxing ring with Masvidal. Like it's just true. But I mean, I don't care where Jake Paul or Logan Paul fight. Just as long as they get their ass beat, I don't care.
Is this the
But
Jersey Shore season 2? JWoww, you can stay, get your ass beat, stay, get your ass beat, stay, get your ass beat.
I freaking hate those guys. I do.
I love Jersey Shore.
I love Jersey Shore. Yeah, I can't stand Jay Paul.
The situation is under construction. Guys, yeah, this podcast is also under construction. So hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Let's move on and talk about the big pay-per-view. The big pay-per-view that is this weekend, and that is AEW Revolution. AEW Revolution, March 6th, Sunday, because Tony Khan hates us. It's on a Sunday. Is going to be coming to you live on pay-per-view from Orlando, Florida at the Edition Financial Arena. So far, we got 9 matches, Trevor, announced for this show. This is going to be a long one.
This is going to be a long one, yeah.
Yeah, here are the matches that have been announced for the show. Jade Cargill defending her AEW TBS Championship against Ty Conti. You also have the Hardy Family Office the Andrade Hardy Family Office comprised of Andrade El Idolo, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. Also, Jurassic Express will be defending their AEW World Tag Team Championships against Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, and another team to be announced. We also have the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, taking on Jon Moxley in a singles match, where these two look like they're going to bleed together. That's going to be a hard-hitting match. Can't wait for that. Chris Jericho going to be taking on Eddie Kingston in a one-on-one match. Wish it was no DQ. That would make this match so much better. Keith Lee versus Wardlow in the face of the Revolution ladder match. It is going to be Keith Lee versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks versus Orange Cassidy versus to be determined face of the Revolution ladder match, AEW TNT title a future match for the AEW TNT title on the line. You also got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Thunder Rosa, CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match, and of course, AEW World's Heavyweight Championship, Hangman Adam Page taking on Adam Cole, baby. So, Trevor, I just said a lot of matches there.
You did.
Got tongue-tied a few times. But
you did?
For you, give me your match that's not a main event match. So take all the world title matches out of the picture. That includes the tag team titles as well. Take all the world title matches out of the picture. Which match are you looking forward to the most?
There's actually 2. But there's one that stands out to me, and I never thought in a million years I'd say this. Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho. I think it's going to be a lot better match than people are going to give it credit for. I think that match is going to be very interesting. To me, it's going to show what wrestling skills Eddie actually has, even though I think he proved it wrestling Rusev, whose name I can't think of.
Nito.
Nito. Wrestling Nito. But yeah, I honestly think this is going to be a great match. I think both of them, they have the mic skills. Of course, we know Jericho can wrestle in the ring. We know Eddie's skills have grown ever since he's been in AEW. Honestly, great. I think this is going to be one of the matches of the night. Honestly, it's going to take a lot of people by surprise, I think.
Yeah, I think it is too. For me, I mean, I know this is early, and I know people are gonna get mad at me. I want Ty Conti to win the TBS championship.
But you said no championship matches. You said no championship.
No, I said no world championship matches. So TBS and TNT count. It's just the tag team and men's and women's world title don't count. But look, I understand. Look, we are building up Jade Cargill to be something big, and she's probably not going to win. She's probably going to win. But man, oh man, I just don't like the idea of putting Ty Conti in a position where she's going to lose another big match. I don't like it.
Right.
That's my one thing, because she's someone who's she's going to be a star. She's going to be your next world champion. So, I mean, I get, she's great, and she and Jade Cargill are going to have a great match. But I'm just like, do I really think that she's going to beat her? Probably not. But if she's in the match, she should. Because that would make her big. Because, like, here's the thing. You're building up Jade. Not just because you want to build up Jade. That's like a lot of it. That's a majority of it. You want to build up Jade to be bigger. But you also want the person who beats her eventually to get that rub, to get that clout from beating her. And I think the perfect person to actually end up beating her, for my pick, originally was Ty Conti, was going to be the one to finally conquer this monster, this unstoppable machine that is Jade Cargill, and stop this TNT or TBS World Title reign or whatever title reign. You understand what I'm saying, people. But it doesn't seem like that's gonna what's gonna happen.
Here's my thing. If it was a bigger buildup, I would think. I still think it's a possibility that Ty Conti can win. I mean, because honestly, she should win. Like, I agree with everything you just said. We've been talking about Ty Conti for a year and a half now. Like, she won the most improved wrestler of the year. Like, we've been talking about it, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. She definitely deserves a belt around her waist. Now, here's the thing, though. So does Jade Cargill, and like to build up Jade Cargill the way you built her up, and now then just drop it like that. It doesn't make sense for Jay, and it doesn't make sense for Ty Conti to keep getting beat up like this either. Like, she's a great talent, and like you're gonna lose a chance to have a megastar if you keep booking her like this. You know what I mean? But hopefully we'll see what happens. I already have a feeling I know what's gonna happen, but we'll see.
I want a Serena Deeb open challenge. That's what I want. I think that would actually make this. Serena Deeb and her open challenges have been making Rampage like watchable.
Absolutely.
Like Absolutely. No, Rampage is a fine show, but I'm like, that's the thing. I'm like, ooh, it's her and Hook that I'm just like, ooh,
I was
like
say Hook has really been making. Yeah, I've been looking for Hook for a while too.
Yeah. Hook was Hook's. Well, he's getting those. He's getting those vitamins from Danhausen. Danhausen is giving Hook chips before every match. That's actually a thing. It's like a running thing. Like, Danhausen just shows up backstage and gives Hook chips.
Yeah, it's funny. I love Danhausen. God.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get your. I talked about this before, but I didn't get your take on this. Cesaro just left WWE. His contract expired, and he just dipped.
He said, "Screw this, going home." I'm surprised it took him this long. I mean, Claudio Casanova, as I know him as, was a hell of a wrestler in ROH. He was an amazing wrestler. He's one of the first guys I saw in ROH, and he was Claudio Casanova at the time. Like, the gimmick was crap, but he was actually good. A lot like Rhett Titus's first gimmick, but he, it's just about time. He had a somewhat successful career in WWE, but like he should have had a singles title a long time ago. And it was ridiculous how it took so long to put him in the title picture, and as quickly as you put him in, as quickly as he's gone. Like, it just didn't make sense at all.
Oh, people don't understand him, pal. He just speaks into the mic and he can't understand what the hell he's saying. Is he German? French? Italian? What the hell is he? I don't understand. Imagine someone speaking into a mic, directly into a mic, and you can't hear him, and you can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. I mean, you mean
he can't get over it. He can't get over it. I'm gonna fire that bastard. Where is he?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Sheamus, but good Lord, man.
It's the shame for fame cluster. That's what it is. Shame for Sheamus. It's just like, oh, fella, I get a nice paycheck over here. I got my pot of gold right here.
What you say. And like, he'll talk like 16 miles a minute, and you're like, dude, slow down.
Oh my god. I love that. I love Sheamus. My favorite thing was WWE champion Sheamus in 2016 or
Oh yes.
2015, whenever he cashed in Money in the Bank. Like the most, everyone else was kind of like, oh, what a deflating and upsetting world championship. I'm like, dude, this is a Sheamus dressed like that is world
Yes.
champion of
It was
WWE.
amazing.
Take my money, WWE. Take my money. It's that
A
easy.
winner was you for the second.
Oh my
That
god,
was great.
it was
Some of these
absolutely.
chats, man, they are going off tonight. Thank you
They are
guys.
they are going off. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. We got so much more to talk about here today. As we move on to something a little, actually a lot. There's no sugarcoating this one. Actually, it is very serious for a lot of people involved. Again, there's really no way to sugarcoat this.
Are we
We'll just
picking winners for the Revolution, or are we just gonna jump right into?
oh
Nah,
I mean,
let's jump in this.
we can. I mean, if you want,
Yeah.
we'll come back to it. We'll come back.
No,
We'll
we'll have
come
to.
back
Yeah,
to Revolution.
we'll jump into this. This
We'll
is
come back
much
to
more.
Revolution.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Revolution in a little bit. We'll probably have time to come back to it. So we'll come back to Revolution and get Trevor's predictions on those because all nine matches. Take my money, Tony Khan. It's like, no, please, please, just can you cut like 3 of those matches? Like 3 of them are pretty unnecessary. Anyway, moving on to something a little more serious involving Cain Velasquez. For those of you who do not know, Cain Velasquez was arrested on Monday, February 28th, and he has been charged with attempted murder. The 39-year-old former UFC pro remains in custody and will appear in court on Wednesday. San Jose police previously announced that a shooting had taken place at 3:14 p.m. in Morgan Hill, California on Monday. An adult male was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries while the suspect had been taken into custody. The motives behind the shooting are unknown, and it looks like Cain Velasquez was booked on Monday, and he has not been allowed bail. First-degree murder conviction in California could lead to a life sentence for Velasquez. That is the maximum. Again, we don't know any of the details of this, so I'm not speculating that's what's going to happen. That is just what the law says in California if the process keeps on going. Velasquez was most notably actually in WWE in April of 2020. He did a Saudi Mania show against Brock Lesnar. He also competed in AAA most recently in December of last year at a AAA show. So he's been around the world of pro wrestling. He's obviously well known in the world of MMA, former world champion. Trevor, this is just shocking and just disheartening news for multiple reasons, right? I mean, forget you take Cain Velasquez out of the situation. Like there's some person who is fighting for their life in the hospital. You have a story of kind of just what can go wrong when you're a pro athlete and things like that. But what's your take on the situation?
It's like we talked about before the show. I heard about this earlier on and was completely dumbfounded. Honestly, like I just it's just one of those things. I mean, again, we don't know these people. We don't know what they go through or anything like that, and we don't know the situation. But like, it's just disheartening. Everything I know about Cain Velasquez and just watching him wrestle, watching him fight, watching him wrestle, and see what he does in the public eye for charities and people. Like, it's sad. It is sad to see this happen. Again, before I make any critiques or any judgment, I'm gonna wait and see everything unfold and see what happened. But like, I just wish everybody involved the best. It's even a hard subject to talk about, honestly.
Yeah,
which is what we were talking about earlier. It's just because one in this particular situation, you don't know everything. You don't know the whole subject. You don't know exactly what happened. You don't know everything. You know what I mean? All you know is one person that we do know from seeing him on TV, whatever, and seeing him fight and hearing him wrestle. and some innocent person, well, we don't know that, is, fighting for their life, and two families are distraught and heartbroken because of what can potentially happen to both.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's just sad. It's a sad situation.
yeah, I mean, again, I mean, we'll keep you guys updated as like new details emerge and as that happens, but disheartening situation to say the least. Most definitely. Well, since there's no easy segue into anything else, we're just gonna jump right into probably the wackiest news of this past week in pro wrestling, and that is that, Trevor, what if I told you that at WrestleMania 38, not only is Ronda Rousey returning after winning the Royal Rumble to face not Becky Lynch but Charlotte Flair, not only is Roman Reigns facing the Universal Champion Roman Reigns facing Brock Lesnar in a title-for-title unification bout. And not only are we getting the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin that nobody is talking about, but also that a 76-year-old Vincent Kennedy McMahon is going to be wrestling a match, reportedly, at WrestleMania. This is setting up to be the wackiest, wildest, and honestly just weirdest WrestleMania of all time.
Oh man.
It looks like Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon is the match. Vince McMahon, there are reports that came out that this is their way of selling tickets. Vince is going to be on the Pat McAfee show on Thursday, so we'll definitely find out something then. Austin Theory says he's going to follow him there, so
of course he is.
Again, we'll see. Trevor, when you first heard about this, what did you think about this? 76 years old, Vince McMahon, a match at WrestleMania. Anything is possible in 2022.
Dude, like, not taking anything away from the fact that for a long time the man had a good physique. He worked out. I mean, allegedly. He kept in decent shape. Like, I mean, back when he used to wrestle or whatever, you're like, oh wow. He was considered technically old then. But to see this, okay, I get the whole selling tickets thing. I get it. I understand. But Vince, who is sitting around at home? He's, you know who I haven't seen wrestle in a while? Vince McMahon. That'd be interesting. No one says that. No one has ever said that.
My brother. That's actually that's like what sold him on WrestleMania. He's just like, wait, Vince and Steve Austin are wrestling at WrestleMania? Take my money. No, don't say that it doesn't move people, because it does. The lapsed fan, when they find out that he's 76-year-old Vince McMahon is returning to in-ring competition, they're gonna watch it. Hell, anyone's gonna watch it. I want to see a billionaire like get mortally wounded in the middle of the wrestling ring. Like, that would be.
Who doesn't want to see a billionaire get their butts kicked? See, this is just crazy. I mean, hopefully it's entertaining. I mean, because actually Pat McAfee can actually work a match pretty well. I don't know if you guys have seen Pat McAfee wrestle. It's actually pretty interesting. He wrestled a couple indie matches before he actually got into a WWE ring. A lot of people don't know that. But, oh Lord.
Who do you wrestle? Adam Cole, baby.
You know, he did. It was a great match too. Amazing match, actually.
Yeah, one of the best debut matches I've seen.
We'll see how this goes. I don't know. It could be just something to sell tickets, though. Honestly.
Yeah, it's watching a 76-year-old man die in the middle of the ring will sell some tickets.
I mean, you just said yourself, watching a billionaire get more.
I'm just saying, like, come on. Okay. Somebody in that company has to tell him that. Okay. The plan can obviously not be for Vince McMahon to wrestle, right? Because like actually wrestle. Because I saw what he did at WrestleMania, like, what was it, 26 in 2010? It was not fun to watch. It was not fun to watch. Him and Bret Hart, that was sad. That was
two geriatric people.
That was 12 years ago, Trevor. What has changed? What has gotten better? He said, look, I'm not saying that it is impossible. there is a 1% chance, a 0.01% chance that Vince goes out there, wrestles like a 7-minute match with Pat McAfee, and it's actually decent. And I will be impressed by that. But if he goes out there with the intention of actually wrestling a match, and there's no smoke screens, there's no cinematic match, there's no, like, I don't know, I was gonna say Big Boss Man, but he can't come to save Vince McMahon. But there's no. I'm sorry, there's no one out there to help. There's no one out there to help him. What is he thinking? I'm like, dude, somebody in that company's got to tell him, Vince, you're too old. But then that somebody's probably gonna get fired because Vince is gonna be like, what do you mean I'm too old? Haven't you seen me? I'm in the best shape of my career, doing my best promos with my new son, Austin Theory. That's my son, damn it. That's my only son. Yeah, Shane. Screw you, Shane. Screw you and your marijuana business. I want
and your marijuana business.
And your marijuana business. I don't marijuana, Shane.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee, please, just get through this. When Pat McAfee is the one you're trusting on leading the match, like I think that's like this is a sideshow of a sideshow at this point. I am. Look, we're gonna watch WrestleMania. It's gonna be fun to watch, except for this.
There's gonna be something to watch. That's for damn sure.
Cincy in the chat says we're gonna need a new chairman. Well, that's why Sean Spears is in the business, baby. That's why we got Sean Spears. He's the chairman
too.
Hey, what do you mean? He's great. He hits people in the back. 202 degrees in the chat, talking about Cain Velasquez. Understandable. 202 is also asking me to do my Seth Rollins voice. John Moxley thinks he can go in AEW and sell tickets at a bingo. I'm selling out arenas that are also bingo halls. Because no one comes to Raw. There. Filled my quota. I filled my quota, didn't I?
You filled your Seth Rollins quota for today. You did.
This is on the Monday night. Wait, he's not that. What is he now? I'm the Drip God.
Yep. Drip God or freaking Seth Rollins now.
I am the freaking Drip God.
What's funny is because that's how you're gonna act. That's what's gonna happen if you act like Seth Rollins. That's what
I'm gonna turn into Seth Rollins. Oh God, I'm gonna be. Oh God, I'm gonna be unfashionable. Someone call Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Call the fashion police. All right.
Anyway,
in my eyes, when you look at me, they are so gorgeous. They set you free. But it was like it's actually the worst produced like mashup ever. But it was the worst mashup. Perfect for them. It was perfect. It was like the perfect.
They were actually a really good tag team. I actually liked them a lot.
Weren't they like the NXT tag champions for a little bit?
Yeah, they were. They deserved it. They definitely did.
When you look at me. I am so good. Yeah, I mean, Tyler Breeze, biggest moment of his life. Takeover Brooklyn 2015. Dude goes out there, opens the show with Jushin Thunder Liger. Has a great match.
Amazing match.
Career was all downhill from there. I can't believe it.
Because the thing is, like, a lot of people hadn't questioned that he could actually wrestle. Like, look at his old tapes. Look at his early work. Like, the guy can wrestle. Great worker. Like, I was taken back how great of a match that Jushin Thunder Liger match was.
I think since he just put it all together. Vinnie Mac is going to be on the verge of death, and Austin McMahon is going to save him. But which Austin? And whose side is he on, Trevor? Whose side is he on? Which Austin? There's too many Austins at Mania. Is it going to be Austin? Oh, my God. Levels to this shiznit. Levels to the shiznit.
To the shiznit. Yes, this is... I think Cincy had cracked the code. I think
he's cracked the code. It doesn't make any sense when I say it, but he's cracked the code, people.
It doesn't make any sense when you read it, but
but it's fun to read, Maggle. Moving on, let's go over and talk about WWE 2K, because we've got the answers, people, to the question you've all been wondering. Everyone's been wondering, with all these releases, all the changes to the WWE roster, what is going to happen to the talent roster of the WWE's latest game, 2K, which again has been delayed for about 2 years now because of the global coronavirus. And here's the report. So after WWE have released 80 talents in 2021,
80.
Nearly all of them are still going to be in the video game, Trevor. Here are the following list of former talents that are going to be in the WWE 2K22 video game and their ratings. Alexander Wolf rated as 77. Aria Davari rated as 70. Billy Kay rated as a 77. Braun Strowman, putting him over, rating him as a 90. Cesaro at an 84. Danny Burch, 77. Ember Moon, 81. Criminally underrated Ember Moon. Got her down there with Billy Kay and Alexander Wolf. No disrespect. Fandango at a 77. Grand Metalik at a 79. Isaiah Swerve Scott at an 80. Ooh. Jeff Hardy, 85. John Morrison, 80. Johnny Gargano, 82. 82 for Johnny Wrestling.
That's disrespectful.
You talk about disrespectful. Kalisto. He was talking about how Brock Lesnar threw him in a dumpster once. He's like, I am not garbage. Yes, you are, according to 2K. Kalisto was a 74 in 2K. Gary Cross, 84. Keith Lee, 80. Kyle O'Reilly, 81. Lana, 71. Lindsay Dorado, 75. Mia Yim, 79. Mickie James, 81. The former, or the current, I should say, women's knockout world champion, whatever they call it over there in Impact. We got Murphy at a 77. Nia Jax, 82. Oni Lorcan, 76. Peyton Royce, 79. Reckoning, 76. Samoa Joe, 86. Shane McMahon, I respect this rating, 79. It should be 10 points lower. It should be. It should be. Look, they would have made Shane like a 90 if he was still with the company. Like, don't lie. Let's not lie to us.
Of course.
Doing shooting star presses and every other move. Oh my God. Slapjack 71. Oh, that's just unfair. That's just unfair. Poor Slapjack.
Oh God.
Tegan Knox 79. The Bryant redacted 74 because he believes in bad conspiracy theories. Yes. Timothy Thatcher 80. Tony Storm 80. Tucker 71. Tyler Breeze, 77. And William Regal at an 85. So we reacted to a lot of that stuff. Trevor, which one of these names surprises you the most?
A lot of those, actually. Isaiah Swerve Scott's a little low for me, too. I figured he wouldn't get it, but he's very underrated. Dude, like, we talk about, like, top talents, he's in there. He's in that conversation. Isaiah Swerve Scott, if no one has actually seen him, because he wasn't in WWE that long, but check him out in the indies. He's wrestling everybody.
Check him out on Dynamite tomorrow night. He's Dynamite tomorrow.
He's there?
Check it out.
Mic drop. No, he's been tweeting about being on Dynamite, actually. But yeah, man, like, he's amazing talent, and he should not be that low. Neither should Ember Moon. Ember Moon should be that low. It was a couple of them. Like Mickie James, really? No, she should not be that low.
Keith Lee at an 80. Johnny Gargano 82. That's the one I'm like, oh my God. Like, all right.
What was Jeff Hardy again?
85.
That's ridiculous.
Hey man, we all can't be. Hey man, we all cannot be the greatness of. Oh God, who was it? Oh my God.
Was it Braun Strowman?
No, I mean Braun Strowman. He's deservedly a 90. He's a big dude who beats people up. I'm just saying though. Reckoning 76 and Murphy 77. I don't know about all that. Like there's got to be some guidelines here. Like look, Kalisto 74, no problem with it.
No, yeah,
trash.
No problem.
Trash. He said he can't.
Brock Lesnar probably should have been
literally picked 69. Him up, threw him. Yes, he should be 69. Brock Lesnar picked him up, threw him in the dumpster. Dude comes out the next week. He's like, I am not garbage. Brock Lesnar thinks I'm garbage. I'm not garbage. I'm like, yes, you are.
I'm laughing at Cincy edits. Finn Balor should be 99.
Finn Balor should be a 99. First ever Universal Champion.
For a bunch of reasons.
Oh my God, there needs to be a playable Paul Heyman. Yes, Cincy, I agree with you. Oh man. Oh, and no Bray. No Bray. That's true. No Bray.
There's no Bray's not. He's not on there. No, I figured he's gonna be on there. Are you gonna get it?
No, not playing. I don't have time to play video games. Barely have time to do this show.
That's true. I'm thinking about getting it. When does it even drop? I don't know now. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't play video games.
I mean, you have one. You just don't play it.
I have one video game on that console. It's Madden. That's now I have two because I have 2K now, or 2K NBA 2K.
But you don't play.
I play like sometimes, like maybe once a week, maybe.
Yeah, I just got a chance to start playing some video games. I don't really play stuff. I have games I bought like May of last year that I haven't played yet.
Oh, can we get Sin Cara though in the game? Have him rated as a 69.
Sin Cara.
Perfect. Sin Cara. Ooh, just botching his way. Oh, my finger. My finger. X, throw up the. He was throwing. This is the first time a wrestler has thrown up the X for himself. Like he's like X. Match is over.
X is over.
And then you had. Yeah.
So Goldberg's gonna be in there, right?
I'm next.
He's gonna be in 100, and he's gonna botch every move he does.
Hold up, what's Goldberg's 2K rating? It's probably gonna be like okay. It's still too high, but it's actually lower than I thought it was gonna be. They got him at an 88.
That's too high for me.
I mean,
that's lower than I thought it was gonna be, but that's still too high.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends. If we're talking about like Goldberg, 99 Goldberg, then I get that. But like,
if you're talking about Oldberg, and no.
Looking at some of these other ratings, Becky Lynch 92. Yes. Oh man. Oh my God. What?
Who?
What?
Check these out actually, so I can mark out with you.
No. What?
Did you say no or Mo?
Both. I am bewildered at some of these ratings. How is Farouk an 88?
What?
Farouk is an 88, but Chad Gable is a 76?
Well, to be fair, Farouk was a damn good wrestler.
Damn, no, he wasn't. He was trash. He's almost as bad.
Are we talking about Ron Simmons?
Are we talking about Farouk? Yeah, we are. He was almost as bad as that chump holding the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Almost as bad as that Long Island.
All the heat.
Long Island iced geek holding the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Want all the heat.
Give it to me. I thrive off of it. You got Jim the Anvil Neidhart is an 86 and Chad Gable is a 76? Jordan Delvin and Joaquin Wilder rated higher than Chad Gable? Who is this? Who is this jabroni? He's rated higher than Chad Gable.
Who is?
Oh my God! You're gonna get pissed at this one. X-Pac.
Who's this one?
NWO edition. 88.
Why?
X-Pac, and he wasn't even in 80 when he was in the NW. He was never in 80.
He wasn't 7 when he was in the NWO.
And Shotzi Blackheart.
Chop block.
Shotzi Blackheart is a 77. This makes no sense. I'm looking at these. Sami Zayn is an 80. Jobber. He's an 80.
Yes. Jobber.
Jobber. R-Truth is a 77. I want him to be higher. MVP is an 81. Oh my god.
When is the last time MVP ever even wrestled?
1, 2. You hear the clock ticking. No, that should be Veer's new theme song. I'm serious. That should be Veer's new theme song. 1, 2. You hear the clock ticking. I'm coming. Nobody to stop me. Nobody to hold me. Nobody control. You're frozen.
Heard he made an appearance too.
Yeah, he did. Oh man. All right. Real quickly, Trevor, because we are running short on time today. It's okay. We'll deal with the technical aspects of this. You're looking better and better every second. Moving back to AEW Revolution, Trevor, let's get your predictions for this extravaganza. This not buy one get one free extravaganza. This is not what this is. It's a very expensive extravaganza that is going to take some good money out of my wallet, but I'm willing to part with it. Anyway, all right, first match, Jade Cargill versus Ty Conti for the TBS World Championship. Or shit. Hey man, we got through an hour and 15 minutes of the show and with actually both of us at this point have cussed, so it's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
It's not okay, but both of us owe money to the swear jar. Anyway, Jade Cargill versus Ty Conti, TBS Championship on the line. Who do you got?
I'm gonna tell you, like honestly, if this match, like I said earlier, was built up a little better, I would say Ty Conti. But being the way it's built, I'm gonna have to go with Jade Cargill because honestly, it just makes sense. Unfortunately, it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. Who's going to win, and why is it going to be Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara?
Because they need to be over it more than they already are. So yes.
All right, over under. Are we going to get the debut of?
I think it's a seizure. I hope we don't get a debut.
No, that was just Jeff Hardy. That was just Jeff Hardy when he shows up to anywhere. You imagine he's like walking into a Denny's and he just goes walks
into his kids' school.
Could you imagine could you imagine Maxwell's going to school and then like Matt Hardy, like his dad calls him and he's just like, "Ha son, it's okay, bro. Uncle Nero is on his way to pick you up." That poor kid, he's just like, "All right, my dad's insane." And then like his uncle walks in, he's like, burn it.
Is he okay? He does this all the time.
And it's just like, I'm here to pick up my kid from school, but he's not my kid. He's actually my
nephew.
My nephew. That's just what Jeff Hardy does. He shows up to places, he dances, and he makes noises, and he leaves.
He leaves. That's it. You know, with full face paint. You know, that happens. It's a possibility that you see Jeff this pay-per-view. I think so. I definitely think so.
Thank you for answering that long-winded question.
Jungle
Boy and Luchasaurus defend the AEW World Tag Team Championships against Red Dragon, the team of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Who do you got?
I actually want to say they drop it, honestly.
This is Flaming Dragon.
The only reason I say that is because it will be great heat for that feud that they're building with the Young Bucks. But I wouldn't want to say that because whatever. But I'm gonna pick Jurassic Express.
Sounds about right. All right, big money match. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. They got to bleed together.
I'm bleeding it. Brian wins, I think. I think Brian wins. I think it's going to be a hellacious match. It's going to be a great match. I think they're going to bleed together, but I think Brian wins this match.
Interesting. All right, moving on. Chris
What
Jericho
do you think?
versus...
You think John wins or?
Oh, well, you guys can find out my predictions later this week in the official AEW Rampage AEW Revolution live prediction show. You guys can find that out later down the line, people.
Well, we could have did that. We could have did that together, but no.
I'm putting myself over, brother. No. But well, we still can, sweetheart. Jericho, Kingston. I'll give everyone a preview on this one. I got Kingston because the dude needs a win.
I do too. I do too. I actually have Kingston in this one. I think he needs a win.
He can only be the lovable loser for so long before he just turns into a loser.
Loser. He's still lovable, but a loser. Yeah, but yeah, Kingston. That's my
By the way, fun fact of the day: John Cena's 45. All right, moving on.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, old as hell. Keith Lee versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks versus Orange Cassidy versus to be determined. We don't know who that last entrant is. Who is going to be the face of the Revolution?
You think the person could be possibly Jeff Hardy?
Burner new. That was me saying no.
I figured that it could be Isaiah Swerve Scott, but it could be a bunch of different people. But Face Revolution, this match, how great would it be if it was Wardlow?
He could win. I think it's gonna be Keith Lee.
I think it is too. I mean, even though Wardlow winning it would help the heat that they're already building between him and MJF, but I think it's gonna be Keith. I'm gonna pick Keith Lee, honestly, just because it's Keith Lee.
He's Keith and he's Lee. He's Keith Lee. I am super and I am crazy. I am super crazy. God bless Super Crazy.
Yes.
God bless him. Tragic. He's not dead. It's his career. His WWE career was just tragic. Like they had him come out. He's still to this day one of the most explicitly racist things I've seen on WWE TV. They had Hispanic wrestlers come out on lawnmowers and call themselves the Mexicools.
Yeah, that happened. That happened.
All right, moving on. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Thunder Rosa in what is hopefully going to be the main event.
I would love to say that Thunder Rosa wins this match because I honestly believe she's going to be the next champion. But
make the decision. You got to make a decision here, pal. Bader.
I will live and die by the sword. I will say Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa. All right. No one needed to see that, Trevor. CM Punk
I know.
versus MJF dog collar match. Who do you got?
CM Punk.
Boo. No. Put MJF over clean.
I think he needs to beat him clean, though. I think MJF needs to beat CM Punk clean. I think it needs to happen.
He's better than you. After that promo he cut, he better beat him clean.
Dude, that promo was absolutely insane. I never got a chance to talk to you about it, but good Lord.
I went from hating MJF to being like, I think if MJF ever chose to become a face, like full time, he'd be the best face ever. because he's so
Absolutely
good.
never.
He's so good. Tony,
Oh my God. That
I
segment
don't
alone was so good.
I don't care if he asks for $10 million a year.
Keep
Pay
that
him.
man.
Pay him.
Pay him whatever he asks for.
Worth every
he
penny.
That's big thing.
Absolutely. And finally, AEW Men's World Champion, Hangman Adam Page, defending his AEW World Championship against Adam Cole, baby. Who do you got and why?
Okay, Mojo.
I am Excalibur. And we are here. And I can run down this card in 10 seconds. Let's see if I can. We got Hangman Adam Page. Bro, last week, Excalibur ran down the card for Dynamite next week, Rampage, and Revolution, all in a matter of 45 seconds. I was watching it dumbfounded at what he was doing. It was like, he was doing it like full on Excalibur mode. Oh, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship. CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. Hangman Adam Page is gonna be taking on Adam Cole, baby, in an AEW World.
You know
literally what he said.
You remember that episode of Family Guy where Peter said he can say all 50 states at one time, and he goes, "Up." It's just that's exactly what it wanted to be. Just one loud run together sentence. You said earlier on this year that you believed that this was when Hangman was going to lose the belt, and you know what? I hate to agree with you, but I'll say Adam Cole wins this match.
Here's all I'll say. Adam Cole will not be the next AEW World Champion.
Oh, yeah.
I changed. I'm I lied. I cheat. I steal. Viva la raza, baby. R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero, who is, by the way, rated a 90 in 2K.
Okay, that's fair.
No, it's not. He should be a 100.
Should have been higher. He should have been higher.
100. I mean, it's better than Chris Benoit's rating in 2K.
He didn't have one, does he?
Oh, man. All right. Well, on that note, when we mention Chris Benoit, I think it's time to wrap it up. Any final thoughts, Trev?
Guys, those of you who celebrate or from Louisiana area, happy Mardi Gras. Hope it was a safe one. Hope you had lots of king cake and lots of po' boys and lots of debauchery. Like I say every week, have fun, enjoy your week, hug the loved ones who are close, love the ones who are far, and see you next week.
We're going to get that shrimp, Maggle.
That shrimp. I got a po' boy with me at home.
Oh, bro. I got the show with me at home, bro. Anyway, shout out to all the boys over at Turn the Nog. Guys, what a show. It has been a show. What a 1-year anniversary. Thank you, Trevor, for all that you do to make this show what it is and liven it up with your constant badgering about how great Matt Cardona is.
I will continue my badgering about how great Matt Cardona is.
Yeah, and I understand. It's okay, man. It's okay. We're all wrong sometimes. It's just about realizing when you're wrong and coming to terms with it. And eventually you will. I have full confidence that you will realize the error of your ways. You will go to church, make repentance, and inshallah, God will forgive you for the terrible sin of thinking that Matt Cardona is anything but a jobber, loser, jabroni mark. Anyway, guys, this has been Real Take Wrestle Talk. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any video is released. Be sure to follow Trevor on Twitter at Trevortainment. That is TREVERTAINMENT on Twitter. Follow me at OmerQ Show. That is OMERQ Show on Twitter. www.realtakesports.com. Real Take Sports on Twitter. Real Take Sports Talk on Instagram. And Real Take Sports Talk on Facebook as well, because we're on there as well. Until next time, I've been your host and your host, Trevor. I really botched that at the end, didn't I? It be like that. Until next time, everyone, be happy, be healthy, be safe. What's up, Markman123? and keep it real.